Although Zheng's wife urgently tried to douse the fire, Zheng's ashes flew to the heavens in a huge single foo. Upon hearing of Zheng's story, the Jade Emperor declared Zheng to be the kitchen god. The heavenly ruler proclaimed that one who lived and learned as Zheng earned the gift of all-knowing and all-seeing and would influence the heavens year in and year out. Lastly, when I was doing research for my book, Good Luck Life, I learned that the Chinese say thank you 3 times. So all the realms of existence can be acknowledged for someone's good fortune. And it has indeed been my good fortune to be here with you tonight. So thank you, thank you, thank you. 恭喜發財，新年快樂。Now I'm happy to take some questions if anyone has any questions they would like to ask, and we can have a little dialogue. Yes, please. Yes. Amy's piece is a piece of fiction, so that is something to keep in mind. Yeah. It's a lovely, lovely book, but her book is a piece of fiction. So, but she does draw upon this exact same legend in her book. Yeah. Yes, please.
I have just a question. The title of your book is The Guide to Chinese-American Celebration. Would all of this stuff be the same if we were to go to China and practice it? So it's not just for us here in the US.
That is such an excellent question, and the reason for it is China actually, this new governmental system is virtually how I see a new dynasty. And with each new dynasty, when Mao took over and there was the Cultural Revolution, they did away with these particular practices of the combined Taoist, Buddhist, and Confucian practice. And these are practices that were brought over from the immigrants who escaped before Mao. And I do believe that these practices, like the ancestral worship at the grave sites during the memorial days, is still practiced, but practiced in private, let's say. So, you know, these are not as widely, China is a new country and is developing, and I think they are starting to reach back to the culture, but this is the practices before Mao. And I think in its purest sense of those who came to America. So my grandfather immigrated in 1920, and these were the practices of those immigrants who also came during the gold rush, you know, 150 years ago. Yeah, yeah. And I also had a Mandarin expert who was relatively new to immigrate here, and she remembered, you know, when she was reading the manuscript for my book, she was so touched because she noticed how secretly and privately her grandmother would sneak out to pay homage to her dead husband, because it's not widely practiced. You know, they're very much a secular society right now. Yes, please.
This question has to do with foot binding. I just recently read the book Snowflower.
Lisa C's book, yes.
And I'm just really curious why that was considered sexy back in their time.
Small feet, and you know, there's a lot of movies that are actually show, you know, foot binding and the small slippers, and it was just delicate, you know, and porcelain-like, I guess. It was a practice of long, long ago, and it was agonizing. But the wealthy did that to their daughters because to have small feet was considered, you know, something fashionable during that particular time. Yeah, there is a book by Judy Young that actually, she's a professor emeritus of UC Santa Cruz, that actually really does, from a historical perspective, examines foot binding. Yes, back in there.
In the back of the book, you mentioned why doesn't Chinese have this secret front and a beautiful, beautiful white flower?
Why does, in terms of all white flowers? All white flowers to the very traditional Chinese are a no-no because they reflect funerals. They are the color of mourning. Yeah, so they, you know, my Auntie Lau, if she saw a beautiful bouquet of white lilies and irises and whatnot, she would not be so enthused. Anyone else, please? Yes, in the back?
Does the lion dance have an origin?
Yes, Aubrey. Do you want to share about the lion dance?
I think the kitchen god is calling us to eat. So I will tell you all about lion dance after we have food. How's that? Okay. Thank you,
Great.
Rosemary.
Thank you so much.